Donald Trump went to Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania yesterday. Why? It was billed as a major economic speech. Trump was going to really speak to the people, the average American, about affordability, about inflation, about prices, about tariffs, as he calls them. And he was going to show, supposedly, that he understands what people are struggling with. He's there for people. He is working to make affordability greater and all this different stuff. Except within minutes of starting the major economic speech, Trump ruins the entire point by saying this whole affordability thing is a hoax. Prices are down. We've fixed everything. The crowd knows it's not true. At every opportunity, Trump doing the opposite of what he was there to do. And this is why he and Republicans are facing such a crisis. Listen to this. Does this sound like a guy who understands the plight of the average American?
And I said it the other day, and a lot of people misinterpret it. They say, oh, he doesn't realize prices are high. Prices are coming down very substantially. But they have a new word. They always have a hoax. The new word is affordability. So they look at the camera and they say, this election is all about affordability. Now, they never talk about it. They never talk. Thank you very much. They say I'm not allowed to run. I don't know what the hell that's all about, but that's okay.
Well, there goes basically the entire point of this rally, right? It's a hoax. There's no affordability issue. Prices are going down. Now, let me remind you, if inflation is as little as 1%, prices are going up. If inflation is half of 1%, prices are going up. Only if inflation is negative are prices going down. Prices are not going down. They are going up about as slowly as they were for the last 18 months of Joe Biden's presidency. Inflation is roughly unchanged. But I don't know that Trump understands this. I don't know that Trump cares to understand it. Trump continuing. We had the highest inflation in history, and we have brought prices down quickly. That has not happened. That is not what has taken place.
But that's our message. They gave you high prices. They gave you the highest inflation in history, and we're bringing those prices down rapidly. Lower prices, bigger paychecks. You're getting lower prices, bigger paychecks. We're getting inflation. We're crushing it. And you're getting much higher wages. I mean, the only thing that's really going up big, it's called the stock market, and
the stock market. Trump eating a few words there. People in the crowd don't believe this. Now, I know you see people on stage holding signs that say bigger paychecks and lower prices, but they know that that's not what's going on. Some things have only gone up a couple percent since Trump became president. But what was the promise? Lower prices. Trump promised deflation. Deflation usually coincides with major economic problems, something Trump may not be familiar with. But the crowd is not going to be convinced of this. And Trump even saying at one point to the people in the crowd, you are doing better than you have ever done. If we learned anything from the mistakes of the Biden presidency, it's that telling people everything's awesome doesn't convince them if they don't feel it, if they don't see it in their checkbook, proverbial checkbook, if they don't feel it at the kitchen table.
You're doing better than you've ever done. Under our leadership, more than 40,000 Pennsylvanians have been lifted off of food stamps. 40,000.
It's an interesting phrase. Saying you've lifted people off of food stamps when all you've done is kick them off by making the food stamps more difficult to get. That's some risky politicking. And I don't know that we should not interrupt Trump when he is making this number of mistakes. I don't know where that quote comes from. Do not interrupt your opponent when they are making a mistake. But bragging about fewer people on food stamps because you've simply kicked them off, I don't think is going to fly very well with the people in the crowd. Now, unbelievably, I mean, this is almost beyond belief. Uber capitalist with the gold toilets, Trump tells the crowd, you don't need that much stuff. You don't need that many pencils. Your kids don't need that many toys. I don't know that this is a winning message, folks.
You can give up certain products. You can give up pencils. It's under the China policy. You know, every child can get 37 pencils. They only need one or two. You know, they don't need that many.
Wow.
But you always need steel. You don't need $37 for your daughter. 2 or 3 is nice, but you don't need $37.
You know, when the guy with the gold toilets is telling people who are just trying to scrape by, you don't really need this much stuff. That does not sound like a winning economic policy. I told you yesterday that if the economic data is going to be good, you don't cancel it, right? You don't cancel the inflation report if the inflation report will give you something to brag about. You don't cancel the jobs report if the jobs report is going to be something you can point to and say, look at what great a job I'm doing. You don't cancel the advanced GDP reading if it's going to give you something you can cheer about and say, look at what a great job I'm doing. You don't tell people you will have less stuff and you will like it unless you were expecting people to have to go without. And Trump just straight up making things up, saying, oh, Turkey was down 33%. I mean, at this point, it's just whatever he can think of, just say it. And the crowd growing more and more skeptical.
So rent prices are down. Dairy prices are coming down very strongly.
None of that is true.
The cost of Thanksgiving turkeys was down by 33% compared to the Biden era. You know what you did during the Biden era for Thanksgiving? You said, oh, my God, this is terrible. It was a rotten Thanksgiving. And Walmart, I thank them. You know, they came out with a big, like sort of a numbers thing, a chart, and they had a 25% less.
Walmart did a numbers thing, and it was so good.
So that's pretty good. A Thanksgiving meal with all of the trimmings is 25% less under Trump.
Anyway, as you all now know, because I've mentioned it ad nauseum, what Walmart did is they removed a bunch of items from last year's Thanksgiving kit, and they also replaced some of the more expensive name brands with the Walmart store brand, which is cheaper. It doesn't have to be worse necessarily. You might know whether it's better or worse if you've sampled. But the point is it's cheaper. And Trump insists it's just going so well because of the Walmart meal that they did. At these rallies, even though the message was supposed to be economic, Trump screwed up the message by coming in and saying not, we are going to fix it and I feel your pain. He said, everything's fine, don't worry, everything's cheaper, we've solved the problem. Trump did have to inject other elements into this, including talking about Ilhan Omar and her turban and marrying her brother or something like that. This story Trump loves to tell. And of course, if you're in the crowd and you're like, wow, grocery prices are really expensive, I don't know that this is doing anything for you.
That's a great, like Somalia. Welcome. Do we have any individuals from Somalia in the group? Please raise your hand. That's for Minnesota, you know. That's called the Great Big Minnesota Scam with one of the dumbest governors ever in history. I love this Ilhan Omar, whatever the hell her name is, with the little shing, the little turban.
She has a little shing.
Love her. She comes in, does nothing but bitch. She's always complaining. She comes from a country where, I mean, it's considered about the worst country in the world, right? They have no military, they have no nothing, they have no parliament. They don't know what the hell the word parliament means. They have nothing. They have no police. They police themselves. They kill each other all the time. I love it. She comes to our country, and she's always complaining about the Constitution allows me to do this. We ought to get her the hell out. She married her brother in order to get in, right? She married her brother. Can you imagine if Donald Trump married his sister? Beautiful. She's a beautiful person. If I married my sister to get my citizenship, do you think I'd last for about 2 hours, or would it be something less than that? She married her brother to get in. Therefore, she's here illegally. She should get the hell out. Throw her the hell out. She does nothing but complain.
And then the crowd starting to chant, send her back, send her back. Listen, without even weighing in on the specific commentary he's making, which is very disgusting, whatever your thoughts are about Ilhan Omar, and I know my audience is split about the squad in general, which is fine. If you are looking at your household ledger and seeing that the numbers aren't adding up, that it's not a viable economic situation, and Trump is ranting about someone's turban, referring to it as her shing or whatever whatever he said. I don't know that that's making you think this is a guy who has your best interests in mind. Now, Trump justifying bouncing from topic to topic by saying he's doing the weave, ping, 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 doing the weave, ping, ping, ping.
So it's November 5th, and it's also, again, it's a thing called tariffs. And I told you, I was about to say that, because I love the weave. You know what the weave is? You go here, bing, 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 bing. You always have to get back to the right location.
Yeah. Imagine if that's how I did my show. I'm going to go bing, bing, ping, 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 bing, and back and forth and back and forth. And then no Trump rally is complete without at least a little transphobia. I mean, listen, it's still Trump at the end of the day. Even if the topic is supposed to be pricing and affordability, he's got to do his greatest hits.
I think transgender for all is a great, great thing for the Democrats to be talking about. Transgender for every member in your family. If they're not feeling well that night, let's just change their sex. Now, let's not talk about it. Let them go and let them fight to get these things.
Yeah. One of the things I was realizing as I watched this deranged and toxic rally is that Trump is sort of fueled by his obnoxious supporters who will cheer for any of this crap. The more they get agitated and excited by what Trump is saying, the more he feels the momentum. So a rally about affordability at which Trump says, we've solved affordability. Prices are down. Everything's good. Later in the show, we'll get to what he had to say about Caroline Leavitt at this event. And it's pretty disgusting, if I do say so myself. If you are scrambling for a meaningful last-minute holiday gift and running out of real ideas, Aura Frames can save you. Our sponsor, Aura, makes high-quality digital photo frames that showcase your favorite pictures and videos in a way that looks like a real print. I've given these to so many different people. I gave one to my dad, preloaded with family photos. He still walks by it and comments on pictures he hasn't seen in years. It's a gift that lands, and Aura makes it really easy. You can preload the pictures before it even ships. You can add a personal message, and then you can keep adding photos and videos all year long. It's free. It's unlimited. The setup takes just a few minutes, and every frame arrives in a premium gift box. There is still plenty of time to get an Aura frame shipped before Christmas, and you'll get $35 off their best-selling Carver mat frames when you go to auraframes.com and use the code Pakman at checkout. The link is in the description.